Let's move on then to Lesson 12, which asks, how did the delegates distribute powers between national and state governments? I guess the first question would be, what powers does the Constitution give the national government over state governments and the people?
Many of the delegates were concerned about state governments not fulfilling their responsibilities or their obligations. For example, not paying their Revolutionary War debts. They were concerned about state governments inserting themselves into properly national affairs, like making treaties, or also they were worried about state governments fomenting conflict between states. For example, erecting trade barriers between the states. So these were not idle threats, the idle problems. These had all happened in the 1780s. Delegates were also concerned about internal insurrections, Shays' Rebellion being a good example of what concerned many of them. So the Constitution gave the national government certain powers over the states. For example, Congress may call the militia into national service, and this is a quote from Article 1, Section 8, to execute the laws of the Union, suppress insurrections, and repel invasions. Article 4, Section 2 is called the Supremacy Clause, and it says that the Constitution is the supreme law of the land, and that state judges are obliged to follow the Constitution and national laws, no matter what any state law or state constitution may say otherwise.
Can you talk about the limits placed on the national government and the rationale for them?
The Constitution forbids the national government from doing certain things. For example, it forbids the national government from suspending the writ of habeas corpus, except in cases of rebellion, or except when in cases of rebellion or invasion, the public safety may require it. The national government also cannot pass ex post facto laws, that is, laws that make something illegal after somebody has done it. Also can't pass what are called bills of attainder, which are punishments that are levied without a trial. The national government also cannot suspend the right to trial in criminal cases, and Congress cannot impose religious tests for office holding.
What limits were placed on state governments and why?
States can't coin their own money, although interestingly, they could and did continue to issue their own paper money long after the Constitution was adopted. As under the Articles of Confederation, foreign relations, treaty making are the province of the national government. State governments cannot do them for the same reasons that they were powers given to the national government or the central government under the Articles of Confederation. They were properly things that were done by the Union as a whole.